All right, we are just getting in Donald Trump, who's speaking after the shooting of these two National Guards in Washington.
An unprecedented reduction in violent crime and crimes of all type. This heinous assault was an act of evil, an act of hatred, and an act of terror. It was a crime against our entire nation. It was a crime against humanity. The hearts of all Americans tonight are with those two members of the West Virginia National Guard and their families. The love of our entire country is pouring out for them, and we are lifting them up in our prayers. As we are filled with anguish and grief for those who were shot, we're also filled with righteous anger and ferocious resolve. As President of the United States, I am determined to ensure that the animal who perpetrated this atrocity pays the steepest possible price. I can report tonight that based on the best available information, the Department of Homeland Security is confident that the suspect in custody is a foreigner who entered our country from Afghanistan, a hellhole on earth. He was flown in by the Biden administration in September 2021 on those infamous flights that everybody was talking about. Nobody knew who was coming in. Nobody knew anything about it. His status was extended under legislation signed by President Biden, a disastrous president, the worst in the history of our country. This attack underscores the single greatest national security threat facing our nation. The last administration let in 20 million unknown and unvetted foreigners from all over the world, from places that you don't want to even know about. No country can tolerate such a risk to our very survival. An example is Minnesota, where hundreds of thousands of Somalians are ripping off our country and ripping apart that once great state. Billions of dollars are lost, and gangs of Somalians come from a country that doesn't even have a government, no laws, no water, no military, no nothing. As their representatives in our country preach to us about our Constitution and how our country is no good. We're not going to put up with these kind of assaults on law and order by people who shouldn't even be in our country. We must now re-examine every single alien who has entered our country from Afghanistan under Biden, and we must take all necessary measures to ensure the removal of any alien from any country who does not belong here or add benefit to our country. If they can't love our country, we don't want them. America will never bend and never yield in the face of terror. And at the same time, we will not be deterred from the mission these service members were so nobly fulfilling. That is why tonight I can announce that I have directed the Department of War to mobilize an additional 500 troops to help protect our capital city. We will make America totally safe again, and we will bring the perpetrator of this barbaric attack to swift and certain justice if the bullets going in the opposite direction haven't already done that. During this time of the year, when we gather at home with loved ones, these two patriots were wearing the uniform of our country, patrolling the streets of our capital. They had taken a selfless oath to defend our nation against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And that is exactly what they were doing when they were gunned down in a savage attack. I want to express my extraordinary gratitude to every member of the United States military who is deployed tonight at home and abroad. I also want to thank the Secret Service and the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department for their work today. This Thanksgiving, I ask every family to say a prayer for the two great heroes who were so horribly shot, and for their loved ones. Please say a prayer. May God bless them and comfort them, and may God bless and protect the United States of America. Thank you and good night.
So that was a video statement just posted by the US President Donald Trump in the wake of the shooting of two National Guards from West Virginia who were in Washington. This is part of the Trump administration crime crackdown. It appears to have been a premeditated attack from the way it was described, a man coming around a corner and opening fire on the two National Guards. The assailant was then shot and has been taken into custody. The reporting on that is he's so far not been cooperating with authorities. But what Donald Trump was saying there is, so far their information is it was an Afghan national who was brought into the country, according to Donald Trump, under the Biden administration. Obviously, when that Afghanistan war ended and there was quite a bit of chaos, but brought in and visa extended, according to Donald Trump. He spoke about removing every Afghan in America and every other foreign national that is not wanted. Of course, he's had a big crackdown already in terms of what he described as illegal immigrants, those not there legally, certainly, of which there are a lot in America. So he did speak about that. What exactly that will mean, as ever, we'll see in the coming days, but he did say in the concrete clear action there, 500 more National Guards heading there to the national capital. So that will be a big story, continue to be one. Critically wounded so far, those two National Guards that were in Washington from, as I said, and what Donald Trump, I should say, said an act of terror, he called it. An act of terror.